Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 Who You With Kurt Dog.
Happy Monday to everyone. Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm Who You With Kurt Dog. Want to welcome everyone to the show tonight on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, D Live, and Smashcast. Welcome all of you to the show. You can actually chat live with us during the show. Just like T Cal, faithful listener, said, I'm here while I work through my dinner at work, but I'm here. Welcome to the show. So last night I made a mistake. It was an honest mistake. I kept saying Dallas County had 1 million cases of coronavirus, but actually Dallas County have over 100,000 cases, and Texas have over 1 million. So when I read it, I was getting confused because I wasn't planning on talking about that last night. But hey, I'm human, like I say all the time. I want to put out correct information on the show. And if I make a mistake, I will come back and tell the truth. So I have no problem with making a mistake because I'm human. I'm not perfect. So to be, it's still a scary situation here in Texas because right now Texas is sitting at about 1.02 million cases so far in Texas. And in Dallas County, we are a little bit over 100,000, which is still not a good situation, either way you put it. We do need to come up with a cure, regardless of what certain people may think that this virus is not real. Well, it's real. If you really feel like it's not real, go down to the hospital and see the patient. You don't want to wear a mask? Don't wear one. Go see them. They would love to have visitors since their family can't be there. So, but like I said last night, y'all can always call in. Tonight we're going to talk about the COVID. Well, just mentioned the COVID update. But also we're going to talk about Mark Esper, the Defense Secretary, was fired today. So that's not sure why you don't have a sound. T-Cal, can you hear me good? Eva Donkey said he don't have a sound on his side. I don't know if it's me or if it's his. So let me know if you can hear me out there. Eva Donkey is saying no sounds, but hopefully it's everyone else can hear me good. So T-Cal says she can. So you may want to reset your system, Eva Donkey, just to make sure that it's correct. I don't know if you have headphones in, but you may want to check your headphones also. Um, Probably log off and log back in. You probably be able to hear then, because TCal is on YouTube also, so you should be able to hear. Um, then also tonight, we're also going to talk about Ben Carson, David Bossie, and also Mark Meadows. Welcome to the show, Marcellus. You coming in early. Are you able to hear us good? Pretty good. Marcellus on YouTube. Eva Donkey is saying he cannot hear for some reason. So let me know if you can hear me or not. But with Ben Carson, Davey Bosey, Mark Meadows, we're going to talk about them also. You may, well, you know Ben Carson, but a couple other folks you may not know by name unless you um keeping up with the family. So um oh, excuse me. So the defense secretary was fired today. And apparently him and Trump been bumping heads for a while. And he decided to terminate him. Now, from one of the things I seen earlier, he actually um, fired him over Twitter. Said somebody was coming in to replace him before he actually told him he was fired. So, um, uh, from what I'm seeing from the New York Times, Trump fired Mark Esper, Defense Secretary, who opposed the use of troops on U.S. streets. So Trump wanted to use our military on U.S. on the streets of America, and Mark opposed of it. So Trump fired him. So um, then I'm reading a tweet that Trump put out earlier. I'm pleased to announce that Christopher C. Miller, the highly respected director of the National Counterterrorism Center, unanimously confirmed by the Senate, will be acting Secretary of Defense effective immediately. That was before. Uh, that was actually before uh, Trump even told Mark he was no longer in that position. So, yeah, that is a shame. Fired a man publicly, and before he even knew. And so that's one of the subjects we're talking about tonight. Um, exactly, he's taking that loss on that poor man, and not only that, I seen a picture of him yesterday coming back into the White House yesterday, and as he was coming in, he actually no mask on. Uh, and I read this article. I think it was on BBC. Um, they was a reporter gave an update for when Trump found out that he lost the election. He was on the golf course, and since he was on the golf course, they thinking once the news came out, um, with all the news that came out, it was the fact that they was expecting Trump to leave the golf course, but he didn't. So since he didn't leave, they waited around and they finally left. Um, he wasn't in good spirit, head down, wasn't how he normally do the thumb up, real up. He just barely held it up and didn't say much, went in. And this reporter actually reported that the White House was very empty. because most of the people that is on the staff was not in, even though it was a Saturday, but it's normally pretty crowded there. And in this report, he reported that a lot of the staff members was out due to the coronavirus from either having it or being in quarantine. Now, according to other reports, and I forgot about this, it came out Friday about the chief of White House staff. If you could remember, about a week and a half ago, we talked about him. Where, well, I guess about 2 weeks ago, he did not want to have an interview with a couple of reporters because they asked if he could put his mask back on. That was after Trump got it. And he didn't want to put his mask on, so he kept walking. Well, came out Friday. He has the coronavirus, and he wanted them to keep it on the down low because he didn't want people to know about it, because that would have been a headline. For the simple fact, 2 weeks ago, he didn't want to do an interview with reporters because they asked him to put his mask back on. So this is the type of nonsense we have to deal with in the middle of a pandemic. For the simple fact, and I say this all the time, if we had a good leader, the leader would encourage everyone to wear a mask. Um, um, exactly, TCal. Um, a good leader would recommend everyone to wear a mask to contain this virus. Not saying it's going to cure it, but just to contain it, to keep the spread down. But when we have a clown who is on his way out the door that always pretend like this virus was a joke, this is the results we get. Now, take it according to the report that I read about the chief of White House staff. He um, had been around, hanging around in different campaigns um, with hundreds of people, including Trump family, photo without a mask on, and they still want to say it's all fake news. But once again, a couple of months ago, Trump came, well, he didn't have a choice but to come out and say he lied about the virus. He didn't want to get people in an uproar. But once again, his followers still feel like it's fake. Why? Because even though he said he lied, he still refused to wear a mask. When he was walking into the White House on Sunday, he didn't have a mask on, like it wasn't nothing. So for his followers, what are they going to do? What exactly are they going to do? They're going to continue to listen to that fool until the end. And another reason, I don't care what you got going on. You just lost the election and you want to terminate the Secretary of Defense? That don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. If anything, it's putting us at a threat, because now you have to brief someone else coming into this position. Um, so, uh, but once again, they basically gonna continue to lie, and within those lies, Ben Carson had the virus. He should know better. He's a doctor. He should know this is not fake. But he have the virus. David Bossie, another staff member, have the virus. And people still saying it's fake. Y'all keep listening to that fool you want to. What is it, 71 days before his ass got to go? It's going to be a long 71 days. I'm just saying, it's going to be a long 71 days for the simple fact he's going to continue to press hate. He's going to continue to encourage the fools to go out here and commit violence. I just seen a video I just posted, I guess, probably 30 minutes ago on my Facebook page. I guess it was a Trump rally in Sacramento, I think, somewhere in California. And apparently it was a accident, a small accident or whatever. The guys pulled this young kid out this car like they was the police. Held them down on the ground, choking them. Had his legs, had him laying on his stomach. Had his legs folded and raised up, touching his butt. The guy had his phone in his hand. One guy came up and snatched the phone out of his hand. Then some woman talking about she was walking a dog. This is my neighborhood. I don't know what happened beforehand. But if it was an accident, like they said, and that's the way y'all want to treat this kid, then on top of that, the guy that was choking him. Now this kid looked like he was Hispanic. Looked like the guy that was on his back. He probably was Hispanic also. But they yelling, "This is Trump country. This is Trump country." An accident is an accident. And y'all want to treat this kid like this? And in the video, you can hear someone asking, "Where's the zip ties?" So finally, the police got there, and the kid ended up having to go to the hospital. And the video stopped. Now, I haven't had a chance to look into it, but in the 2 minutes and 23, 30 seconds, whatever it was, I seen enough where it's disturbing. That never should have happened. Matter of fact, it was two guys that came up before the end of the video telling this guy to let him go. You about to kill him. But once again, that's the type of hate that Trump put out. This is what he's telling people to do. That's why he lost. That's why he got to go. It's official. He got voted out. Once all the states verified, he got to go January 20th. He's out of there. So I'm opening up the phone lines. Let y'all call in. If you don't want to talk about what I talked about so far, you can talk about what's on your mind. But let me warn you, um, because I had some messages last night, well, this morning, from Evil and his friends that say they listen to the show all the time, um, which is fine. You more than welcome to come participate in the show. You could call the show, but if you are disrespectful, I'm gonna hang up on you. So just understand that. Um, so, and I'm like this. This is a platform where everyone has an opinion, but we would not put out fake stuff. If it's nothing that can be verified, we would not discuss it on here. So if you're trying to put out conspiracy theories, we're not going to discuss it. And that's all to it. Because I don't know who the guy was. Let me pull his name up because he actually, this guy here, yeah, left a message talking about um this guy lies and all of this. No, I'm human. I make mistakes. I say all the time, I'm not perfect. Matter of fact, after I got off the air last night, um, I told my wife, I said, you know what? I made a mistake last night. I made a mistake. She was like, what? I said, I kept talking about Dallas County, but it's actually Texas that has over 1 million cases. If you can't understand that, I never said I was perfect. I tell you all the time I'm not perfect. So, but you want to leave your little comments, that's fine. You can do what you want to say, what you want to say. You have free speech. But if it's false information, we're going to keep on going. So, also, I see where Eva is saying that he got voted out illegal. No, he didn't. He didn't. He got voted out because he a bully. He a racist, and people tired of it. That's why he got voted out. He got voted out because we tired of someone like that. And to be quite honest with you, if the people that showed up this time and voted, if they would have showed up last time, he never would have made it. This is why our votes are important. It's mighty funny when black folks stand up and take a stand. First thing they start saying, we did something illegal. But you got to understand, our voice do matter, our lives matter, our money matter. So you can say all these little things and it's going to go in one ear and out the other one. And a lot of time when I start seeing your um, where I start to read your comments within the first line or two, if you're talking BS, I overlook it. I don't even read it all for the simple fact I know I know you. I know your pattern, the way that you operate. So um so my whole thing is we only gonna speak the truth on here. Yeah, I say all the time, sometimes I may make a mistake. If I make a mistake, guess what? I go back and I correct it. I have no problem with doing that. But everybody feel like I just got to be perfect. No, I'm not perfect. I only know one person that have actually been perfect. So that's um that's where you gotta get your mind right. Um, Trying to chastise me, but you won't look in the mirror. So, but anyway, so that's what we're talking about tonight, the coronavirus, um and that's pretty much it. I never Eva Donkey, I never seen you. I heard your voice, and I I don't know nothing about you, but I would not go around and say your life doesn't matter. Soon as we BLM, Trump would say, "Yeah, blue lives matter." That's the problem. They don't want to talk about Black Lives Matter. They only feel like um, Trump lives matter, um, and actually, blue lives is really not a person. That's an option. That's a career. That's not a person. So you talking about um, people say all the time Black lives don't matter. Yes, they do. They'll say all lives matter. All lives cannot matter until you include Black lives in it. But unfortunately, we have a leader that is on a countdown now to get out of office that doesn't recognize Black lives. Not unless they sitting up there for a photo op with them. That's the only time. So yeah. Um, oh, okay. Boy, I almost went back to my old days. Just that quick. But um I'm not gonna go that route because I know I can be pretty ruthless with it. So, but that's your choice, Eva Donkey. You have many of choices. You have a choice to say what you want to say. I have a choice to decide if I want to put it up. And I also have a choice. You have a choice if you want to be on the show. So apparently it's something you like about the show. It got to be something you like. You hear every night. So, and that's fine. I'm okay with you being on the show. I'm okay. I'm okay with you expressing yourself, but that don't mean I have to agree with you. That don't mean I have to um, participate with you and bow down to you because that's not going to happen. So you have more choices than what you think you have. So um, Marcella said, and we're not saying that it doesn't matter, but we just want you to take a walk in our shoes. While you driving down the road and we hear a siren go off, we clutch the steering wheel. Yes, we do. Uh, but they are supposed to protect us, but they are harming us. Don't shoot to kill. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say a lot of these shooting, probably by 95% of them, could have been avoided. Reason why I say 95% because majority of the people that been killed was unarmed. They was unarmed. They was running away, possibly running away, which is no reason to be killed. So, or they was cooperating and end up with a knee on their back, on their neck. So, but once again, that's that's Trump feeding these things into people mind thinking they could get away with it. No, we need to hold these folks accountable. We need to show up and show out at every election, especially our local election, because that's where our laws are made. Our laws are made locally. It's not made up in the White House. It get up there. Um, exactly. I feel you. Um, Matter of fact, I was driving. Want to say it was the other day. I was driving somewhere, and I just so happened to be on the phone with my wife. And while I was driving, uh, what the? No, I'm hearing some noise, and I know it sounds like a dog or something else. My window, but um, sound like a hounding dog or something. Shouldn't be in it in my backyard, but um, so I was driving the other day, and just so happening, while I was driving, I was on the phone, and I'm in the left hand lane, driving. Um, Cop was in the right hand lane. Then all of a sudden, he switched over to get behind me. And I said, okay. So I told my wife, I said, look, he's probably finna pull me over. Don't know what for. But I know I'm legal. I have nothing to hide. And one thing they don't want to do is put me over for no reason, because I will fight it. I will go to court. I will file complaints because I need to know why. So, and if need to be, I will ask for a supervisor to come out on the scene. So, but once again, luckily he didn't pull me over, and we didn't have that issue because I know I didn't do anything wrong, and we was gonna have some conversation. We was gonna have to talk a little bit. I believe I was driving my wife's car, so that may have been the reason why he pulled me over. Um, well, he didn't pull me over, but the reason why he got behind me and didn't have a reason for doing it. So, but once again, that's the life of a black person in America. Say all the time that a lot of these people pulled their sheets off to put on uniforms and robes, and we still have to deal with them. So, life in America as a black person, that's all that is. Let's see what the comments say. If you're chasing after a popo with a knife, you're gonna get shot. Who chasing after? See, I assume you're talking about the shooting in Philly a couple of weeks ago. But once again, look at the whole picture. Don't look at part of it. It was two cops. One of those cops could have pulled the taser. It was enough distance between them and that young man. So don't look at it and just automatically assume, oh, he have a knife. Let's shoot him. That's BS. Uh, so that's the type of issues we have in America, because if it was if the young man was not black, I would still say the same thing. If looking at the video, there was enough space between them, they could have used the taser. That's the reason why our tax dollars and donation came into some police force to get these tasers. So at that point, they could have used a taser. They had plenty of time to do it. When the guy ran around the car, When he came back around, they could have tased him then. They had enough time to do it. They was not in immediately danger. So, but once again, I don't expect nothing different from you. Um, I understand you're a Trump supporter. You're only going to look at certain things. So, and my question to you is, if that was a white guy, which and two black cops, would you want them to shoot him too? And be honest about it. um, uh, so I would love to see it. Send me the video if it happened. Um, Marcella said, and again, I don't know you, but if you're in your bed and someone busts down your door without saying police and you open fire, they shoot your wife or girlfriend, is that justified by you because you support it? No, it's not justified. It's not. For the simple fact, if somebody run up in your house in the middle of the night and you don't know who it is, you have every right to bust the cap in the ass. Then for that cop to have the audacity to try and sue the guy, trying to sue him, even after they lied about everything. Oh, Cameron is not off the he's not off the hook yet because they need to charge him for tampering with evidence. He did not present everything to the grand jury. That was not an option for murder. Yeah, so he's not off the hook, even though the election is gone. And they said what they said. This case ain't going nowhere. He still need to go to jail. So uh people gonna agree with things what they feel that is justified. And when it come down to a black person or a Hispanic person, they automatic say right off the bat they was wrong. So I guess the cops that shot the guy on the bike in California for a bike violation, I guess they were justified too. So once again, they start chasing him for a bike violation. I'm still trying to find out what bike violation did he have, because I ride a bike every once in a while. So I want to know. Um, but once again, coming from evil, uh, yeah, I don't expect nothing different. So, um, I don't. Well, depends on the situation. I'm personally not finna buy um, rubber bullets to protect my home. That I'm not gonna do. I'm not finna buy no rubber bullet because if you violate me, um, I have every right to defend my home by any means necessary, and that's all to it. So I wouldn't be buying no rubber bullets. Um, because y'all separate race. um, if you pull everybody's skin off of them, guess what? We're all the same color up underneath. But when you want to talk about people always separating race, but look at it. When our ancestors were brought here, they treated them the way they treated them for the simple fact, for the color of their skin. That's the only reason why they did it. So when you talk about we separate race, why we can't? I'm black and I'm proud. So and I'm gonna call out what I see that is wrong. Because when these people are going around harassing folks, all these Karens, they're only doing it because of a person race. You don't see them walking up to other white folks and going off on them for trying to do their job. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about race. If you got a problem with it, you have choices. Um, Drunken Spock, welcome to the show. Said, uh, I don't know if it's the coming passing. I haven't heard anything about it. Um, so far as I know, no, he's still alive, kicking well. So once again, that's that fake news that we're talking about. Um, and from what I can see, he's doing just good. Um, no, some people can heal from it. It depends on what type of shape you in. Of course, he's um, a leader in our country. One of our elected. Well, he wasn't elected; he was chosen, but he's going to get a different treatment than what you and I can get. So that's um, that's fake news to say the coming of his passing. No, that's the problem that Trump supporters have. They feel like what the coronavirus is a death sentence. No, it been many of people survived the coronavirus, and it's a lot more surviving now because they kind of have an idea of what to do now. At the beginning, they didn't know what to do because the team that was in place had been terminated. So to come on and say the coming passing of Dr. Ben Carson, no, that's BS. That's fake news. Um, I don't know where you got it from, but hey, that's your opinion. Um, Marcella said, all right, Eva Donkey, time for the hard question now. Have anybody turned you away or denied because of the color of your skin? Oops. I want to know the answer to that. Um, uh, oh, he said he don't care because he don't give a damn about haters. Well, you show some fit that description. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. You definitely fit that description because um, when you sent the message on YouTube this morning, I said, okay, he got a cheerleader in his corner, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay. That's your opinion, but it's something that keep drawing you back. It's something that you just got to come back for more, and I'm okay with it. I understand. I have that type of spirit where it can make um people that hate being around black folks to want to stick around with them, and that's okay. I'm all right with that. So yeah, keep on tuning in. You and Drunk both, y'all keep tuning in. You might learn a little something. So it's a platform for everybody. But one thing we would not do is give out fake news like Drunk came in and did. Um, so definitely stay tuned in. Might learn something, change your mind about some things. But hey, that's what I know. Uh, yeah, that have to be a evil homeboy, because he said, "I know, I was joking. The vast majority of people get through it just fine." But you saying that, some jokes are bad jokes. That was a bad joke. Um, we taint the word for a flu. If you think it's all a flu, hold on. So let me ask you a question. Oh, and I'm glad this guy here finally came in. He sent a couple of messages on YouTube, and I'm glad he came in and not just sitting back in the back listening. So I'm glad you here. Welcome to the show. Like, share, um, click the notification. Um, so drunk, let me ask you a question. You saying it's just the flu? But when Trump came out a couple of months ago, where he didn't have a choice but to come out and speak about the virus and saying how bad it really is, and he just did not want to get people paranoid about this virus. Instead, he decided to lie to us about it and say it's just going to blow over. Welcome to the show, Douglas Humphrey, listening out of Virginia, I believe. Welcome to the show. You can chat live with us in the chat room. So when this fool lied to us a couple of months ago and told us that this virus is going to blow over, but then he had to come out because this guy's writing a book, had to come out and tell the truth. You okay with that? Because apparently you are a Trump supporter. And for you to say we taint the word for a flu. If you feel like it's just the flu, why don't you go ahead and go down to the hospital? Go down to the hospital and see how they feel about it. Go talk to some families that been affected about it. You didn't vote. Hell, I'm wasting my time with you. You don't have a voice. You didn't vote. So I'm gonna just move on from you. Let me check and catch up on a couple of more messages. Um, da, 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 da. Um, oh boy, that didn't go as planned. No, it didn't. It didn't. You got to realize you talking to a different breed. Um, yeah, probably so. Uh, oh, Evil asked, I wonder who this guy here voted for. He said he voted for Biden. Okay. So my question is, this guy here, and be honest if you want to. Hopefully you will be. Why did you vote for Biden? Now, I just want to know. Want to know why did you vote for him? Um, yeah, you probably laughed at it, but it's a lot of people that didn't. Um, um, but either way, he lied. As the leader of America, he lied. He lied and don't feel no way about it. He would have kept lying if it wouldn't have came out that the guy was writing a book, and it would have came out in the book. That's the only reason why he came out with it. So he lied about it. Um, that's your opinion. You gotta check your sources, because I believe it was on two different news articles. One was CNN, and I cannot remember the other one. They asked the question, have they found any records of fraud going on during this election? And in both of those interviews, the guy said no. There's no record of fraud in this election. But you let Trump keep telling y'all he lost because of fraud, because of cheating. Matter of fact, they said that lie started from Trump in Florida. So keep on believing everything that dude telling you. And it's not going to end well for nobody, because you have to think for yourself. You cannot go by what a liar, a thug, a thief tell you. You can't do it. You just can't. Um, so look at other resources. Stop just looking at videos that people put bits and pieces together on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Go and find some reliable sources where they have the correct information. Don't just go by with what Sean Hannity or any of them saying. Go and do your research. Do your research yourself. Um, Marcella said, if um, if I believe in Trump policy, I would have voted for Trump. As black people, we understand people ain't gonna do nothing for us. All we get is crumbs. We just don't like what people continue to do to us. Exactly. And then you have Trump talking about I didn't vote. And he say Trump have his pros and cons. Yeah, he's a pro con artist. Yes, he is. Um, we all have flaws, but at some point you have to want to change your flaws. He ain't trying to change a damn thing. And that's all to it. Uh, I don't know too much good he did, so at least not for the black community. And all the bad he done have actually outweighed the good. And what I mean about that, when you look at his history, from the Central Park Five, the extermination of not wanting people to live in his building, to the fact of saying retweeting white power when his supporters passed by in a golf carts and yelling white power, and uh, even from Charlottesville, when he talked about Charlottesville, talking about it's good and bad on both sides. And then he talked about he don't know who David Duke is. I'm like, come on now. Talking about grabbing women by the kitty cat. And he still wanna feel like you talking about he done some good and bad. Everything I've seen he do always lead to bad. So but that's my opinion. You have your opinion of it, and you are entitled to your opinion. We said everybody, the virus treat everybody differently. It's a 50-50 chance. You may survive, you may not. And for the fact that when it first hit, they didn't know what they was dealing with. So they was trying all type of things. And a lot of things did not work. But once they found something that kind of worked, they continue to do that. So every day is changing, but we never should have been in this situation. No, he's not the first president to lie. All of them lie. Every time election come up, every politician lie. They come around to your neighborhood, mail you things. Well, they don't really come to your neighborhood that much anymore, but they'll mail you flyers saying, I'm for you. I'm gonna do this for you and your community and all of this. And then once they get elected, we don't hear from them again until it's election time again. So all politician lie. Yes. Um, Even some of the good ones. So Yeah, they all lie. I don't know what you mean about let's be adults here, but hey, I feel like we're having a great conversation. I just don't agree with everything you're saying. Um, so uh, yeah, I'm I have to, because I know we have evil friends on here. I have to read the comments before I put them up. Because I got an evil donkey on here, a drunk on here, and this guy here is on here, and they all are friends. So I have to read them before I put them up. So, uh, okay. Da, da, da. And I just told you I seen videos where they said there's no evidence of it. So, uh, well, that's a good thing. Reading a book is always good. When mine's come out, make sure you get it. It should be out next year. Well, the thing is, it's a difference between uh, think freely and verifying stuff. When you just come on here with conspiracy theory, I'm not gonna fall for that. So that's all it is. If y'all find out Kurt that Joe's party actually did swear. Well, if I'm like this, and you mentioned earlier that you watch the show, pretty much every show, and I'm glad you decided to participate tonight. Um, I don't get down with uh, liars and thieves. Those are the two type of people I don't trust. Because if you lie to me, you'll steal from me. So if that was the case, but from what I'm seeing on, from what I'm finding out from my research, that's not the case. There's no evidence of it. People are going to start rumors of that. Matter of fact, Trump started the rumor when he started tweeting, talking about he was going to lose the election because he wanted them to stop the counting before it was done. When he was in lead, he wanted them to stop counting everything. Then he started talking about, oh, they're going to steal the election from. What anybody would know, um, if you were in an election, every vote need to count. Yeah, they do the research, make sure nobody had voted twice, which that's another thing he did. He told people to vote twice. Matter of fact, I've been saying on the show for the longest, and I hope they check the record. But from what I understand, when early voting started, he said he mailed in their votes. Then, once him and his wife went to the polls and voted, and then on election day she went and voted, and I'm like, well, damn, how many times you gonna vote? So how would you feel if it come out that he voted 3 times? How would you feel about it? So yeah, if somebody cheating, no, it's not fair to nobody. Why? Because it's wrong. It's wrong. Um, uh, you got to realize that Trump talk about the unemployment rate, and the problem is with that, he's going on the fact that when he came into office, the unemployment rate was down and more people was hiring. But when the pandemic hit, once the pandemic hit, a lot of people lost their jobs. Then when they rushed to open everything back up, he started talking about, oh, the unemployment rate is real low. Well, that's because people going back to work now from losing their job. So is that a good time to brag about it? No. We're in a pandemic because you had such a hard on for President Obama and you wanted to change everything that he did, from having a team in place to prevent a pandemic to the fact of trying to change the healthcare. Um, and you don't have a plan for it, but you want to remove this healthcare from all the American people that is dependent on this healthcare, that have pre-existing condition, and you want to remove that from them, but you don't have a replacement for it. Then you turn around, you just trying to do everything you can to change everything President Obama did. Now it came out you don't even want his picture up in the White House, where it's a tradition to have past president pictures in the White House. And you don't want his picture up. I believe it said you didn't want Clinton picture up and you didn't want Bush picture up. So that's a damn shame. That's a poor ass leader. That's what that is. He just no good. Trump just a big old kid in a 72, 73-year-old body. That's all he is. A big bully kid thinking he's still on the playground. And for these false ass preachers that's going around praying for him and talking about he was the chosen one by God. No, that's fake. You up here making yourself look like a fool, because anything that Trump is doing is not of God. So stop telling the lies. That's why I say with Paula White, she just shows that she's a television evangelist, and that's all she is. She's all about the money. So you're not speaking truth. Be honest with the people. You just there to get paid. That's all it is. A photo op. They call that a pulpit preacher. So yeah, that's all that is. Um, um, exactly. He might be grabbing Big Bubble as soon as he get out of office. That's about the only thing he'll be grabbing. Okay. I figured because both of y'all came on the page today and decided to leave comments, I figured y'all was buddies. He said he want to be your friend. You did say he shares a lot of videos with you, and that's cool. Um, Harry Marcellus. Uh, oh, okay. That's your choice. I don't know what I've been too deep of, so if they stop counting, isn't the voter suppression? Isn't that voter suppression? Exactly. That's what he was trying to do. Isn't that cheating? And is cheating illegal? Yes, it is. You're exactly right. Um, uh, that's what you. Let me see here, because I'm gonna have to. Um, like I said on the show, sometime we gotta go in. Okay, Trump got 49%. Biden got 49.5% in Arizona. They're roughly around 15, about 14, almost 15,000 away from each other. So, yeah, elections are close, but that doesn't mean it's cheating. Uh, Pennsylvania, 49.8 to 49.1%. They're about 45, 336 away from each other. Um, in Nevada, Joe is at 50.2, Trump is at 47.5%. And they're about 36,000 away from each other. So the bottom line is the voting is still going on, but right now Biden is sitting at 290, Trump is at 214. And how is that going to come out as fraud? It's impossible to be fraud. Look how many he have, 290 to 214. Nowhere possible Trump can catch up. So we'll just keep, y'all keep saying it's fraud. That's fine. There's no actually evidence of fraud coming from. I said that earlier. It's no evidence of fraud coming from no news. That's why I say you have to do your research. Don't take one news outlet and feel like they are right, because they're not. Oh Lord. Uh, okay. I'm gonna skip over that. American is the bird, and if the left wing want to its own thing as well as the right wing, will never fly, will always be stuck. We got all these country food thinking we're strong, we're weak. I agree with you, because look at it like this. A lot of leaders from other countries have came and said, um, since Biden and Harris have won, they have congratulated them and talking about doing business with America again, because they did not want to fool with Trump. And that's all to it. They did not want to fool with Trump because of his reputation. He's buddy with Putin. Um, and I feel like Russia probably helped him win the first one. Okay, since y'all are on the Trump wagon, let me ask you this. Uh, Let me ask you this. When Trump came out and praising Putin, or better yet, let me ask you another question. We know that Trump have a debt of somewhere between 4 million and $1 billion that's going to come up due. Are y'all concerned about who he owed that debt to? uh, I'm just kind of curious, because that's a scary sight. That's a scary sight. Here it is, the man that leading America owes somebody that type of money. Far as we could know, he could sell America to them. But I want to know how y'all feel about it. Marcella said God had one chosen one, and his name was Jesus. Amen to that. Strike and 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 strike. um, I don't know if he's saying fraud because you said God only had one chosen one. I don't know what he calling fraud. So hope he ain't talking about your statement, Marcellus, because if so, I'm gonna get off here, because that lightning finna hit, and I don't want to be a part of it. But Kurt, if I email you a email with the word line Republican, would you then type line Republican to? YouTube. Okay. See, first of all, you're telling me to go to a YouTube channel to look at some videos. That is not a reliable source. A YouTube channel is not. That's not reliable. I'm talking about actually news, and not something what someone is sitting up giving a conspiracy theory. No, I would not participate in that because that's a waste of my time. For the simple fact, you talking about going to a YouTube channel. Everything you see on the internet is not right. Everything that you see on the let me explain something to you. When you see some of these folks on these YouTube channels, they're gonna say things and do things to get followers. They're gonna cater to their audience. So when you talk about going to a YouTube channel, no, I'm not gonna do that. Give me some reliable sources. You got to realize people on YouTube, they'll make videos just to say anything to get you to come to their page because they know it's a lot of weak-minded people out here that would follow what they're saying and don't understand the truth. So no, I wouldn't do it. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. No, not to a YouTube. No, I won't do it. Not at all. But once again, not a YouTube channel. Give me some reliable resources. Not YouTube, not Facebook, not Instagram, not whatever. I need some reliable sources because this person that is sitting up on this YouTube telling you this, they probably a great writer that said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell them this story. I'm gonna tell them that story. Let them spread it out." And they have people to look into it. And then you get enough people believing it, then you had that conspiracy going. So no, I won't look at it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the offer, but no, I won't do that. Not a YouTube channel. Nope, not me. I need something more reliable than YouTube. Um uh so you're saying if it's not actually news. No, what I'm saying is, I can come up here and I can tell you a bunch of lies, but that's not my character. I can tell you anything you want to hear and you will believe it. If I told you Trump was the best thing in this world since slice of bread, all the people that really know me be talking about Curtis and lost his damn mind. So I'm not gonna sit up and lie to you just to get you to like my channel. You have options. So no, I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna waste my time doing that. I did it before and I said nope, never again. Uh uh okay, that's your choice, Eva. I'm gonna start my own channel and I have a conspiracy. Okay. Yeah. Don't even play around like that, Marcellus, because um some of them may actually believe it. So we're not gonna play around like that. Uh, and I appreciate it, but anything I tell you, you can verify it. Verify it. You pull it up. You can verify it. So that's all I'm saying. I I have receipts for what I say. Um, I'm not coming up here blowing smoke up your tail and making you think it's true. What I'm telling you is the truth. It's mighty funny how the person that is currently leading this world, this country, how all these people around him have the virus. He had it, and he still refused to wear a mask. Hell, I think before uh, Biden and Harris, they would come up in the White House. They're gonna have to fumigate it. It's so contaminated. So yeah, I definitely uh you say I'm fake as heck news. Okay. Tell me what I've said that was fake. Tell me what I said that was fake. I just want to know. Um uh the only news you could trust for sure is from a journalist that doesn't get paid for it. But uh that's not going to happen. People aren't going to work for free. I don't even understand that. I'm getting news from a journalist that doesn't get paid for it. Okay, that's your opinion. But you know what? Like I said before, evil, you show keep coming back. You keep coming back. I know. I see that you keep coming back. It's something keep drawing you in. Maybe the way that I'm delivering it, you feel like it's fake news. That's why you keep coming back. So um, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I I shaved my beard off today, thinking maybe that'll keep you away from it. But you keep coming back, and it's okay. I understand that. I attract people that have different opinion than me, and it's okay to do that. So definitely keep coming back. Um, huh? Okay. Boy, you got some jokes, drunk, and you must be drunk. Um, he said, if it was that deadly and horrible, then people would wear masks and be scared of it. The fact is, it's not. So people aren't going to take it serious. Well, let me let me say it like this. It's definitely deadly. And it's horrible. But when you have a fool in office that say it's not that bad, it's just the flu. Matter of fact, you even talked about it's just the flu a couple of times in the chat tonight. Oh, my bad. You're gonna say that's fake news, but it's in the chat. If you can't remember what you said, stroll back up, you'll see it. You said it was just the flu. Um, but when you have a leader that have 70 million people following him, and he say it's not that important, but once again, you had these 70 million people thinking it's not that important. You're going to overlook what the doctors are saying, what the scientists are saying, and you're going to believe the fool. So, like I said, the best way to find out, I pray and hope no one close to you ever get affected by it, because it's not good. I've known some people, some friends that actually have. Um, so I truly, I'm glad they did survive. I have a lot of friends that have lost loved ones due to the coronavirus. Um, my heart go out to them, and I thank God no one close to me have had to deal with it. Now, I currently have another friend who is actually dealing with it now. So the thing is, it's a 50-50 shot. You don't know if you're going to survive or not. But at the same time, as long as there's weak minded people that is being controlled by somebody in power, we're always going to have this disagreement for the simple fact they're going to believe what the fool in office is telling them because they're so weak minded to think for themselves. So that's what you have to do. You have to think for yourself. And that's all to it. Uh, Marcellus asks, how can we make this country better? Forget what I believe in or what you believe in. Exactly. How can we move forward? Why is it that we all cannot come together and pull together and make this country better? And I can't say again because it never been better for everyone. Never have been. So how can we make it better? And that's what we need to be discussing. Trying to come up with a way that we can come together in our community and make this country better. Uh, People lie just for the hell of it. To be honest with you, that's no surprise. People get off by lying. Unfortunately, some people do. Uh, well, yeah, they in a position they have to follow the rules of the company. Yes, they do. But it's also good that you research for yourself because looking at the news, okay, since you mentioned that, when you look at the news and you see a killing of an unarmed black man, first thing they're gonna do is pull that person background, and they're gonna talk about that person background before they talk about anything else. And they're gonna try to justify that killing based upon their background. Now, this person could have been walking down the street and could have been walking down the street with a child in their hand and they get stopped. Or this person could have got pulled over by the police, gave them all his information, including his concealed license registration, and the cop asked if it's a gun in the car. Soon as he said yes, he reached off and started shooting them. So, but then again, you're only going to look at the fact that he had a gun in the car. You're not going to look at the fact that he was licensed to carry a gun. Not going to look at the fact that he gave him all his information from the beginning. Because if you are licensed to carry, if you ever get stopped by the police, if you have your firearm on you or not, you're supposed to give that information to the cop right up front. Even if you don't have it, you give them both license and go from there. So, but looking at the news, they not going to highlight the fact that he had everything in place. Why? Because they want to make Back the Blue look good. But at the same damn time, the Black the Blue is the ones causing a lot of problems. So, and to be honest with you, Back the Blue was started after Black Lives Matter got started. It was a counter act to Black Lives Matter. So I'm like this, if all lives really matter, let it be all lives. Include black lives in there. Include Hispanic lives in there, include gays and transgender lives in there, because apparently none of those lives really matter to certain people. So definitely do your research. That's all I'm saying. Do your research. Don't look at one thing and take the first thing that you see is correct. Look at other sources. Um, oh Lord. Okay. Well, I'm glad you, like I said, I'm glad you keep coming back. Keep drinking your popcorn and your Coca Cola, but you may want to mix that Coca Cola up with a little bit of water, because that Coke have a lot of sugar in it. So you may want to get some water every once in a while. Flush your kidney out. So um, uh, um, some of that may be right, but no, it's completely different from what I've heard from medical professional, not from what someone told me. As for on YouTube, I'm talking about people I know in the medical field. If you get the coronavirus, if you don't, if you just lay there all the time doing nothing, it can fill your lungs up with fluid, mucus, and everything. And if it fill it up, guess what? You were unable to breathe. Some people say when you take a breath, it's like you have glass in your lungs. So it's hard to breathe. So that's why you wear the mask, to protect yourself and protect people around you. It have nothing to do with anything else. It's trying to protect you. Um, I was wondering about that too. That's why I just skipped over it. I don't know about the recovery rate, um, but I'm not sure about it. Not sure, but either way, it's not good. You don't want to play Russian roulette, because unfortunately, been some healthy folks that died from the virus that was in great shape. What was the actor name that died 3 or 4 months ago? And he ended up having his leg amputated, trying to save his life, and it still didn't work. And he still died from it. He was in good shape. So it affected everybody differently. So you cannot just assume you get it, you're gonna automatically survive, because you may not. It's a 50-50 shot. That's all to it. Um uh, I don't know about that. Um yeah, more than 230,000 deaths behind something that isn't really real. Um that's terrible. Um exactly. Talk to some families that dealt with it, and let me know how you feel then. I just pray and hope that you never have to deal with it. Uh that's your opinion, Eva. Uh um on that, drunk, I think if it if, because people could have had underlying conditions, and once they got the coronavirus, it just escalated everything. It made it worse due to the underlying condition. Um, uh, Okay. The guy did everything right and was still murdered by the police, but oh well. That's just another black guy died, and his daughter is Thomas. Exactly. She's gonna live with that for the rest of her life. Um, they, I have to read everything they're saying because I know some of these folks they'll put up some stuff that don't need to go up. Um, um, you can support whoever you want to, but people have Black Lives Matter very confused because when you listen to Trump and certain organization, they say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group. No, it's not. It's not. Um, it started out as a good thing, but unfortunately, when you have all these other groups come up, because you didn't hear about Antifas and all these other groups until after Black Lives Matter came up, and then when they have rallies, people get involved that have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, and they come back and do things that actually make Black Lives Matter look bad just because it's a Black Lives Matter event doesn't mean Black Lives Matter are the ones causing the problems. Up in Minnesota, when George Floyd was killed, it wasn't Black Lives Matter that was started off breaking into Targets and the stores up there. It was other people outside of the group that came and did it. And unfortunately, when you have a crowd of people, someone start breaking into stuff. Well, somebody gonna be like, "Hey, that's free. Let me grab what I can and move on." So no, it's not Black Lives Matter. It's actually the people, some people from the outside that's trying to make Black Lives Matter look bad. That's all it is. Black people don't retaliate like you think. We're some loving people for 400 years. We took everything from the oppressor and still didn't do anything. Uh, but that don't mean we won't do nothing today. It's a new breed. It's a new time. So, how that song say? Don't try me, try Jesus. Um, try Jesus, because the hands will speak, however it goes. So, uh, good night to you too, Eva. Uh, uh, that, No, it's not. You do play Russian roulette every time we leave out our house. And matter of fact, we could be in our house and it's still a Russian roulette because people are greedy. They may want what you have. Um, so either way it goes. Why can't y'all see that all we want is the same treatment that everyone else around us get? That's all we want. We're not asking for trillions of dollars and 750 credit score. We just want to be seen as equal. I already have a 750, but I, I have good credit, so that's not a problem for me. But at the same time, if they're gonna give out trillions of dollars and it's legal, I'm gonna take my portion. Uh, so yeah, but we do want the equal justice across the board. Uh, um, I don't. I'm assuming that's a joke. Uh, uh, where did you go to a Black Lives Matter meeting at? Um, just out of curiosity, what state are you in? Because um, the couple events I've been to, they all were peaceful. Now, once I left, I can't tell you what happened. Okay, so you're in Seattle. That's cool. Um, I know Seattle went through a lot of stuff, and that was more of a younger crowd. Um, Seattle was a different breed because I don't know what group it was that took over that part of Seattle, but that's a choice that they made. And I don't know if that was actually a division of Black Lives Matter. I couldn't tell you, but Black Lives Matter is actually, from what I know of, it started off as a pretty positive thing, but then you have certain people come in. Um, it went to the point of questioning the sexuality of the leaders of Black Lives Matter. What difference does it make of a person's sexuality if they trying to do something positive for the community? Let's focus on that and not on anything else. So I cannot tell you how it is up in Seattle. I know Seattle is kind of a different breed. Also, let's talk about the police department up there. Let's try to get them to reopen up the case of Lisa Johnson. Her family need closure. So since I don't know if you seen the video I did with the family, but it's on YouTube. Definitely go and interview the family, and I mean not interview them, but go and watch the video I did with the family, and let's work on that. Since you in Seattle, make some calls for them. Make some calls. Try to force that police department to try to switch, open that case back up because it wasn't a suicide. It just don't add up. The evidence doesn't add up. And Seattle have a high rate of suicide. Unfortunately, because they have a high rate of suicide, um, they they claim they have a high rate of suicide, but some of these cases I've seen have actually ended up being murder. So, um, so this guy here, hey, why don't you go and see if you can get the case reopened back up? I'm sure the family would appreciate it. I would appreciate it, and let's do it. How many times are you gonna keep getting hit before you hit back? Honestly, exactly. Uh, how's I'm acting a fool? I just want to know how you feel like I'm acting a fool. Uh, um, that, well, because I try to be uh, equal on both sides. Um, the way I look at things, I look at right is right, wrong is wrong. That's the only way I know how to be. If you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna call you out on it. You're doing something right, I will call you out too. Say, hey, great job. But if you're doing something wrong, man, you messing up. Yeah, that's all to it. Uh, so it's not about swinging both ways. It's about the fact that you have to call out when someone is doing something wrong, regardless of who it is, regardless their skin color or anything. I treat people the way that they treat me. It's either you want to deal with me or you don't. If you don't want to deal with me, I'm cool with that. I throw you deuces and I keep rolling. And that's all I do. I'm not gonna bow down and kiss your tail or nothing. That's your choice. But the reality, if you're doing wrong, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. But it's me to make the choice if I want to continue to deal with you. Because if you're doing wrong and I'm with you, I'm just as guilty as you if I don't speak out about it or if I don't do anything about it. So, yeah, that's all to it. Um, yeah, I respect everybody' opinion, but I'm not about a conspiracy. I'm not. I'm not about going to look at somebody YouTube and look at conspiracy theory, something they put together. I'm just not the type of person. Um, so um, uh, okay, guys, you go to the range, but you say no one should have the right to assault rifle. No, what I said in the past was when assault rifles started becoming very popular and they was trying to ban them, I didn't see a reason why people actually needed an assault rifle as a home protection. But now assault rifles are so popular, it's okay. So that's all to it. So it's not that I'm saying people shouldn't have it. When what was it? Maybe 5 to 10 years ago, when assault rifle became more popular to the public, when people were just buying them, but now it's so popular to get. Yeah, it's a difference now. It's not the same when you have all these people getting assault rifles. Well, guess what? It's you're not gonna go and get a 38 and somebody have assault rifle. It don't make sense. So, but you can say lies, lies, lies. Uh, you can say what you want to say. Yeah, like I said before, and I've said it, and I just explained to you. Like I said, when assault rifles first started becoming popular, maybe I should say it slow for you to understand it. Okay. When assault rifle first came popular, I was not a big fan of them because I'm thinking, why do someone need that type of weapon? We're talking about 5 or 10 years ago, whenever they start becoming popular. But today, they are very popular. So now it's like it's a common thing, just like when anything else. When um, back in the old days, you would see people carrying rifles. Back in the cowboy days, that was the gun of choice, rifles. Then people started carrying shotguns. Then they go on up to of course, they had pistols on their side. Now they have automatic guns on their sides. So as time change, we have to change with that time. That's the same reason why I believe it was Marcellus that said we have to change when the our environment change or when the world change. Because if we don't, I believe in that particular video from last night, I said myself, if you don't change with it, you will get ran over. So we have to make changes. We may not agree with certain things at the beginning, but as it become more and more popular, we come accustomed to it. So it's not a lie, it's not a sellout, or whatever you want to say, but that's your opinion. That's really your opinion. Hey, I appreciate you for hanging on. I think it really appreciate you for supporting the show. And like I like I told you earlier, like, share, click the notification, tell a friend. I'm okay with that. Uh, Supporting what, guys? I don't know who you're talking about. Um, I'm not sure. So, but hey, but we'll pick it up tomorrow because once again, I've gone over my time. I try to be mindful. Um, I'm trying to follow the rules. Um, but definitely, we could pick it up tomorrow. But I've talked about this before. Um, uh, this Friday, this Friday, um, Sean Martin new CD coming out 3-0, 3-0. Um, come out this Friday. Hopefully, you had the opportunity of actually getting the single, listening to it. It's actually pretty good. He have a single out, and this Friday his CD drop. You can actually pre-order it on all your music platforms. So definitely check it out. Support our local artists, and you want some great music. It's a jazz CD, but it's off the chain. So definitely check it out. Sean Martin. I believe you could go to, not quite sure, you may be able to go to his website, SeanMartin.com, but you can find it on all your music platforms and um, pre-order it. Pre-order it. So you want some good music? That's a good place to get it from. So for tonight, I appreciate everyone that came on. This guy here, thank you for tuning in. Um, Glad you're not just sitting back in the back no more. You moved up to the front row and decided to chat with us. I really appreciate it. Marcella Smith, Eva Donkey, um, T Cal, and I can't remember everyone, but everyone that tuned in, even on Facebook that tuned in that didn't uh, chat with us. That's okay. I believe I seen Doug Conference, several others that came in. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. I will talk to you then. Until then, I love each and every one of you. Peace.